Welcome to the Native Diamond Podcast.
Oh, shit! What you waiting for?
Please don't forget to like the video, hit subscribe, ring the bell. That way you're notified every time I drop a new episode of Native Diamond Podcast. Feel free to drop a comment because I love hearing feedback from you guys. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. What's going on, my dudes? Seth Mick here. This is Native Diamond Podcast. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Today I have special guests. I have the hard-rocking St. Louis Party Boys, Inimical Drive. Thank you so much for being on the show, guys.
Thanks for having us, man. Appreciate it.
Give yourselves a little introductions and tell us what you do exactly in the band.
That's the best introduction, you know. Joel with the St. Louis Hard Rockin' Party Boys. I'm Joel. I do vocals.
I'm Nick. I play guitar.
Rich, guitar and vocals.
Nice. Thank you guys so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys agreed to it and you didn't just get signed up for it.
Oh, yeah. No, we were definitely forced. No, we appreciate it, man. This is always fun. Always a good time. No, you do a good job with the show, too. I have watched the show, so.
Oh, appreciate it. I really appreciate that. So how I start off every episode is with icebreaker questions. They're about 25 or so either or style questions. I'll go ahead and kick the first one off, and somebody will assume the lead, and you guys just take control after that. So first question, Metallica or Avenged Sevenfold?
Oh, man. I'm going to take it, though, because people will hate me, but Avenged Sevenfold. Probably get hate for that, but...
So then we all have to go? Is that where that goes?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, I'm Metallica.
Yeah, I agree with Nick. I think Metallica's. Without Metallica, you wouldn't have Avenged Sevenfold.
Right on. Second question. All right. Halloween or Christmas?
Halloween.
Christmas.
Trivium or Killswitch Engage?
Oof. Killswitch.
Killswitch.
Nice. I've never had three all say the same thing ever.
Yeah, also a tough one, but impact level with Killswitch was a little more, when we were getting our feet wet. So,
all right. As I Lay Dying or Bullet for My Valentine?
As I Lay Dying.
Bullet.
I knew it was going that way.
All right. Beer or seltzer?
Beer. Beer.
Yeah, beer, definitely.
Yeah, definitely beer.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Right now, beach. Sometimes mountains. Right now, beach for sure. That'd be fun.
Always beach. Always.
Nice. Slipknot or Limp Bizkit?
Oh boy. Slipknot.
I would say Slipknot right now because we listen to more Slipknot, but it's hard.
Yeah, it's actually a split. That's like a split down the middle, a split decision. I'm going split decision just because of way different reasons, but
right.
Yeah, I think I kind of have to agree with Joel on that. That's tough because Slipknot has that like raw thing happening, but Bizkit always had that groove. Like that, gotta have that groove.
Yeah, definitely. Mosh pit or standing in the back?
Standing in the back.
Definitely now standing in the back.
Yeah, I'm the stand in the back guy.
All right. Nickelback or Five Finger Death Punch?
Nickelback. No questions asked.
Nickelback for sure.
Yeah, I'm on the Nickelback train.
Nice.
Yeah.
Escape the Fate or As I Lay Dying?
As I Lay Dying.
As I Lay Dying by a million.
As I Lay Dying.
Nice. Sick solo or sick breakdown?
Breakdown. Yeah, it's split too. Yeah, I'll stick with it.
Probably, yeah. I'll go breakdown right now.
Yeah. So the guitar player in me wants to say solo, but I know for the greater good, it's breakdown.
That's actually surprising. I expected a solo in there from somebody.
I wanted to say it.
It actually, I'm the one that's always arguing, dude. It needs a solo. It needs a solo. So I should have gone that way, but maybe it's because I always lose that fight.
All right. So who would win in this fight, The Rock or Brock Lesnar?
Ooh, man, an actual fight, Lesnar.
I'm going to say in an actual fight, The Rock. I'm sticking with it. Everybody knows the answer.
Yeah, an actual fight, Brock is probably the safe bet.
Yeah, for training's sake.
Right. Metal or hardcore?
Metal.
Metal.
I'm on that too. I'm metal.
Right on. Unearth or August Burns Red?
Unearth.
Unearth.
Same for me.
Dang. Boy, it's like we're in a band or something.
Yeah.
Like you guys all agree. That's cool. Favorite band right now?
Oh, I'm so bad with favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all over the map. I always go with like what's new because I always take an album and jam it all the way through. So I don't know, man. Favorites are so hard for me. But Biffy Clyro just put out an awesome record, and I'm a big fan. So
right on.
All right. Who I've been listening to at work? I've been listening to the most is Acacia Strain's newest album.
Fuck yeah, I love that. Slow Decay is
so
sick.
heavy. Yeah. It's great when great cranking in your headphones. So.
Mm-hmm.
You totally just put me on the spot. I'm like, my favorite band right now that I'm listening to? I'm like, I got so much stuff that I listen to. I don't know. I like all kinds. I don't know. Phantogram. I listen to a ton of that electronic mix up stuff.
Yeah, Phantogram's dope.
Hell yeah. All right, Motley Crue or Guns N' Roses?
Oh.
Guns N' Roses.
Oh man. I don't know. I was pretty disappointed when Motley Crue couldn't do their tour they're about to do because I was going to go to that. I did see Guns N' Roses last time they came through here in St. Louis. That was amazing. Man, I guess I'm going to have to say Guns N' Roses.
Yep, I'm on the Guns N' Roses train.
Nice. Circle Pit or Wall of Death?
I'll take either of those over sitting on the floor and doing the popcorn thing. That's my answer.
I think that if it's happening in front of us while we're playing, I think that the Circle Pit wins just because it lasts longer.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Circle Pit kind of takes on its own thing. You don't have to tell people what to do; they just do it.
Yeah, I mean, who are we? Are we dictators? Everybody's got to listen to us, do what we say.
American Horror Story or Walking Dead?
Walking Dead. Easy.
Yeah. I actually watch them both. I watch American Horror Story with my wife, and I watch Walking Dead on my own. I would say Walking Dead. Yeah.
Dude, is that a thing? I really think that more girls watch American Horror Story. Maybe it's a sexist thing to say, but
it's because there's doing it on there and it's freaky, dude. It's weird.
Yeah.
I'm the
I
same
think
as
it's-
Nick. Like, I watched American Horror Story with my girlfriend, but I watched Walking Dead up until the very last season.
Yeah.
No,
I
feel that.
think it's the classic element, man. We're all a little bit older. I think.
Yeah.
You know, zombies and they did such a good job with that show for
Yeah.
so long. I think it's
I
I think that appeals to me way more than all the new. Oh, now this is what scary trickery stuff like.
Right.
It's not scary. It's just like a soap. It's like a soap or a drama that you do fake blood or something. I don't know.
Regarding all things old school or new school.
I don't know, man. That's probably a split down the middle for me.
I would say that I'm definitely, if it could only be one, definitely old school. I think the world used to be a lot more. There was a lot more mystery to things back in the old school.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I can see that.
Can we cop out answer? Can I cop out answer?
Oh yeah, totally. You can you can always pass. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I love new school stuff with like old school elements. I think that's what's going on through time. But I always like progress, Like I think new school shit is pretty rad as long as it has like right now there's a whole thing like the 80s are kind of making their way into some of the new school stuff. I think that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good answers, guys. Yeah, those are good answers. Which do you prefer, recording or touring?
Recording.
I think, yeah, probably recording. Playing shows is always fun, but recording is something that's locks in.
Two totally different things. That's a tough one.
Recording out of town is a lot of fun, though. Because it's kind of like you get the best of both worlds. You get to see something new, you can be in a different place, and
That's
really
cool.
focus on. You can really get a focus on it and not have anything else bothering you. Except just be there to record, play music.
Yeah,
So.
playing shows is fun. Sometimes the touring part of that, that's not as much fun.
Right.
So recording, I would choose recording now too.
Speak for yourself, bro. I am always fun, Rich. Always.
I don't know how often you guys listen to comedy or whatever, but Bill Burr or Jim Gaffigan?
Ooh.
Bill Burr. But Gaffigan's really awesome. But Bill Burr for me, man. His last two specials are just so good. Just so good.
Yeah, I'm going Bill Burr.
Yeah, I'm with Joel on this one. And Nick.
Dang.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. I listen to his podcast as well. It's great.
Yeah.
Bad Religion or The Offspring?
Oh man, another one I'll probably catch hate for, but The Offspring for me.
Yeah, I'd probably say Offspring. I was into the whole punk scene and stuff, so it was kind of hard for me to even say either, but Offspring, just from what I know from blasting it on our local radio station my whole life here.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Religion.
Nice. GoldenEye or Super Mario 64?
Ooh.
Super Mario.
Ooh. Definitely GoldenEye.
Mario 64 all the way, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's wrong with you guys?
He's like, I knew we were going to disagree. I just knew it.
If you would have said Mario Kart 64, that would have been a little bit different. And Mario Golf 64 was amazing.
Yeah.
Played a lot of Mario Golf 64. That was amazing.
What's something that everyone loves but you just hate?
Everybody loves and I hate. A specific. Just for the sake of time, I feel like that'll take forever to answer. Everybody loves and I hate. Probably like TV shows and shit, like a lot of that. I don't do a lot of. I'm the guy that doesn't know what everybody's talking about, so I would say probably that. I'm like, I don't know anything about that. So.
Yeah. Hot weather, maybe. A lot of people love hot weather. I hate it.
There you go.
Bush beer.
Oh,
Oh man.
well,
I dig it. That's a good one.
that's a direct dig at the both Nick and I. So,
Low gutturals or high screaming?
Probably the low.
I would say low.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the high screaming.
Right on. And now we've approached our final question. Worst band of all time?
Oh man, there's so many. I'll say this: we established it's not Nickelback. Dude, I don't know. I don't know if I can answer. I'm gonna pass on this round, and I'll see if I come up with it by the end.
I'm gonna say this band called Die Criminal.
I love it.
See, I was gonna say For the City.
Oh boy, I love
Just
that it
kidding.
went there.
You're good.
Yeah, I don't know if I can answer that.
We're just joking.
Well, that was my icebreakers. I appreciate you guys playing. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did.
Yeah, it was awesome. That's good.
Yeah, I wanted your answers though. So I want all of your answers.
I have so many of these, and I always
we should have looped it. We should have looped that back. You should have had to complete the other answer.
Yeah.
So, all right. So actually, let's just do it for the last one. So, worst band of all time. What's your answer?
Every one of his answers is opposite from all of us. Then he reviews us, and he's like, "This band is shit. They're the worst."
All right. Worst band of all time. What do you got?
All right. For me, right now, probably have to be Trapped, just because of all the Twitter fuckery. I just can't.
Oh my god,
man! There's so much fuckery. We happen to know those guys. We know Pete, their bass player, and their new guitar player. Don't really know the new drummer Mike as much, but Pete's actually been a longtime friend of ours. He's definitely getting drugged through the mud, but he's a really good dude, man.
Their music's good. I'm not shitting on that. It's just you know why.
No, it actually couldn't have been a more perfect answer for us being on.
Well, I'm sure they're great dudes. I'm not shitting on them as people, but anyway, I'm glad I got you guys through that. So what have you guys been up to lately with coronavirus going on and everything else that's going on in the world that's terrible?
Man, it's been a weird year, but ultimately for me, it gave me some extra time to finish up what we needed to do, once it was safe, like post quarantine. I know you talked with one of your other guests about the full lockdown and when that first started in quarantine and staying sane. It's like after that part where we knew it was safe, it actually has allowed me quite a bit of time to work on music and getting our most recent project together. So it's been great. It's been very strange, but on that front, it's allowed for a lot of time for a lot of things I wasn't able to do before. So it's good. Those guys are still working and doing their thing. So I've been able to take this time off and work on the music. So it's good because we've had a lot going on. So I'm able to wrap all that stuff up for us and get the new music out. So
we've got to play some. We've had some good rehearsals and played a couple private shows and stuff, and it's been kind of, we're doing it the way we can do it. Obviously everything's closed. We can't go play shows or anything, but doing what we can and still working and raising a family, and kids about to go back to school. Probably everybody's going to get sick now. Sorry like that. I don't know. I've been healthy this whole time. I haven't even had a sniffle, this entire time. Then all the kids are going to go back to school. Then every year the kids go back to school. Everybody gets sick, even if they're cold. So it's going to be like, oh my God. So who knows what's going to happen, man. I think it'll be good. I can tell you that. I know shit ain't over. So. Sorry for ruining.
I blame all that on that cold weather that you like. See, you pick on us for liking hot weather. I'll take.
But it's all survived though during the hot weather the whole time. It's all summer. So
yeah, I've been good, Nick. That's
All right. Sorry, I didn't know if Rich wanted to.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you're involved. You're involved in
they're on
this.
the switch around. So
Yeah.
you have to tell Rich, it's your turn to talk.
It's your turn.
Yeah.
Your cue.
Yeah. I'm the quiet guy that just kind of hangs out.
Oh, you're cool, man.
Waits for, like, no, I have time to actually kind of get my studio in order here at home. I'm like Nick, I still had to work and stuff like, normal job and all that madness. But, I was able to kind of stay away from everybody and still, be able to fund my project. So that was, like Nick said, we were able to kind of jam in a couple of cool locations just as a practice and, just hang out as a band a little bit, which has been pretty cool because we didn't get to do that last year much.
Mm-hmm. I like that shirt, by the way. That's really cool. I want to go there one day.
Yeah, dude, Norman's is cool. There's all kinds of like rad stores along the coast out there. I don't have any money for that shit, but it's cool.
Me either. I don't have the talent for that shit either. So, have you guys been watching any TV shows? I know you mentioned you don't really watch those, but any movies, anything you've been caught up on lately?
Man, I definitely do watch TV shows. It just seems like maybe the norm, I guess, aside from some of the Netflix stuff, but I definitely do watch some TV. But I don't know. Actually, we've been diving back into movies. So I've been kind of staying away from like the long commitment binging, because I've had plenty going on. And plus it's nice here right now. So it's a lot of patio time for me and gardening time and stuff. But trying to think, I can't even tell you the last movie that we just watched, but we literally watched a movie last night. I'll find it. I'll come back to it.
Yeah, no worries.
The last movie I watched with my wife, we watched Dirty Dancing. Beautiful movie about two dancers. Baby, Patrick Swayze.
Yeah,
cool.
so some of that was filmed in North Carolina.
Was right on, yeah. Great movie. Then I watched watched Seinfeld on Hulu. Watched South Park a lot. Watched it South Park way too much. It's probably always on our TV. I got 3 boys, so always got South Park on.
Knives Out was the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've seen the trailer. Sorry.
Yeah, it's actually pretty clever. We watched it last night. I'm the worst. Like, you asked me an album name or something, I'm like, it's that band, the guy, and they put that record out. I know it if you played it, but yes, Knives Out. I just couldn't think of the name, and it was awesome.
Did you watch that? Did you watch that thing on Netflix with them dudes at the Rubik's Cube World Championships?
No.
Crazy. It just came out, dude. It's nuts, man. These dudes they solve Rubik's cubes in under 4 seconds.
Whoa.
It's crazy. Mind blowing.
What about you, Rich?
Are you a gamer? You like games? You're a game guy?
I'm not gonna lie. He recently my podcast has been what I've been obsessed with, whatever. But no, I used to be, but not recently.
Dude, there's a series on Netflix called High Score. Yeah. It's kind of like the history of arcade. It's really cool, man. Like, I grew up in that era, like with all the stand-up arcade games and Mortal Kombat and all that stuff. So it's pretty rad. You should check that out.
I watched the first episode.
Yeah.
It was like Space Invaders or something like that. But it was dope. Yeah, it was really cool.
Okay, I would watch that. Thanks, Rich.
It's good.
I'm back to watching shows.
Yeah, shout out High Score on Netflix. Go check it out.
Yeah.
I just finished Ozark. I don't know if you guys have watched that.
That's a great show. I do.
It's so good, man.
You haven't seen any of that, Rich?
I haven't had a chance to watch it.
Oh, wow.
So I think you would like it, man. It's really good.
Yeah, it's very well done.
Anyways, any new music? What have you guys been listening to? I just want to know.
Listening to?
Mm-hmm.
I have been listening to Upon a Burning Body.
Oh, sick.
Has been some of the heavier music. And then, like I said, that Biffy Clyro. I don't know how people feel about them, but I like all of their stuff, but they literally just dropped a record, so I've had that on rotation for a few days now. So
that's cool. I have to check it out.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I've been listening to that Acacia Strain album. I like that new Deftones song they just put out. I forget what it's called. The one they just put out. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Meg Myers. Been listening to her at work. She's dope. What about you, Rich?
You know what, man? I'm kind of like, I haven't listened to a ton of new stuff here, but I got to tell you, that new Machine Gun Kelly tune, it rocks pretty good. What is it called? My Bloody Valentine, I think.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
It's actually a good tune. I was pretty surprised by it.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird. Rappers are the new alternative rockers.
Yeah, I know, right? But it's a great song.
Yeah, that's so true. I don't know if you guys watch Punk Rock NBA.
Yeah, dude. I was just about to say, Finn McKenzie talks about that all the time.
Yeah, he called it, and yeah, he totally called that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's speaking of what I've been listening. I listen to his been going back and listening to all his podcasts, stuff like that. I've been listening to that a lot. There's also a podcast called The Heavy Metal Historian. I've been listening to that a lot. It goes into a bunch of cool stuff.
That's cool. I have to check that out. I haven't really listened to like a lot of metal podcasts, but I'll check that one out. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's really good. It talks about the rise of like new metal, the rise of doom metal, thrash, all kinds of different stuff. It's really cool.
You guys have recently put out a new album.
We did. Friday, this past Friday was finally the release date. So, yeah, I mentioned that I've just had time to work and focus on that and kind of get all our ducks in a row. And, of course, when everybody says, yeah, we can start working together again, putting the music videos together, going on location, doing some stuff. So, yeah, it's nice. It's been a long time coming for us. So just dropped our new EP, Enemy, out everywhere as of this past Friday.
That's really cool. Yeah, I checked it out. The release date. I didn't realize it was coming out that soon because we had, tried to coordinate a time for the podcast. And then I realized the album dropped and I was like, holy shit. So I checked it out and it's really sick. It reminded me a lot of like In Flames. I was getting that vibe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
that's a great compliment. Appreciate it. We're big In Flames fans for sure. So
that's awesome. So like you guys are signed to what record label is it?
Actually, this is independent. So,
okay, cool.
We're releasing it independently. And, like I said, I've got the time to kind of manage that side of it. So, and our team is all the same people that we've been working with. So, our publicist now, is the guy that, navigated the deal for us on our last record, Signal the Sirens. And that was some time ago. And then, through the writing and putting together some of these songs, finally realized like, hey, we're actually going to be able to put this EP out. It's just nice to have people like that stick around with you and help you work on the stuff that you need an extra angle on. So yeah, it's enabled us to kind of build a camp to help us put it all together. But Signal the Sirens was with Authentic Artists through Gas Can Records, which is Bradley Publicity now. Had everything to do with that stuff. So like I said, to be able to carry that on, it's like, well, cool. Enables us to be able to do what we need to do,
It's really cool. How long were you guys like sitting on the album before you released it?
From completion, Thanksgiving, I think, Nick.
We finished it. I think we went back in December, I think. Did vocals in December, right?
Yeah, I guess we wrapped it up in December. I guess mixes were coming back in January. So that's what it was. But the writing of the songs and how we were going to put this EP out originally actually started a couple of years ago. And we started with just putting a single out. We did a pledge campaign, hit our target for that. So we started working on this stuff. And we had the loss of a producer and a friend of ours in the middle of that. So that kind of put things on hold. And then when we got around to finally taking those masters elsewhere, that was we started that discussion last summer, and then we got everything kind of rolling, and then we had to put the music videos and stuff together, but 2020 kind of put everything on hold. So it's a long story with some of these songs, but the EP officially wrapped and was supposed to be out early February time this year. So just didn't happen.
Yeah, I understand that, but the way it is right now, it is what it is. You have to just take what's given, I guess,
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah. And I appreciate that people have been creative, and finding ways to put new music out and do a lot of fundraising and like the live shows and things like that. A lot more of this Zoom calls,
Yeah.
just to just be calls, and so
Yeah.
it's nice to see that people are getting creative to pull through it. But for the actual album and for the videos and things like that, I wanted to wait and just not put it out until we were all the way ready, the way that we intended it to be in the first place. So we wanted to give the whole picture and have a bunch of content to back it up with, and just didn't feel like a Zoom call playthrough of what we had just done was going to do it, and it's like,
That wasn't gonna happen.
yeah. So we waited, and the support's been overwhelming. So it's, I feel like we did something right by holding on to it and then just hitting everybody with continual content and stuff. So.
Yeah, right on, man. So like how have the streams been? Has it met your expectations or exceeded them or what?
Never. Is it ever going to? No.
Right.
These guys maybe. Me, never. It's never gonna get there. No. No, it's been good. It's been everything that I could have wanted. We just released on the same day. We released merch packages to accompany the album. Kind of cleaned out the inventory of the store, and so to have new merch and new packages and new ways to get your hands on things. We did only do the EP digitally, so that was another thing that if I wanted to make sure we could line up as much as possible to accompany the release, so that it wasn't just here's the record, you listen to it, it's 5 songs, and then kind of on to the next thing. So
yeah.
So, but yes, it has been really good, and making a lot of new friends and having a whole lot more conversations, and that's everything that I wanted to go with the release. So,
yeah, that's dope. So like, what subgenre of metal would you categorize your band under?
As always, a good question for me, but man, I've been doing a lot of media on this, and it seems like we are a metalcore band, but. The most recent, we had a German publication do a review on the record, and it hinted to more classic metal tones in a lot of it. So I think that's what it is. And it probably a lot says from the conversations earlier, the questions earlier, that, we do have a lot of that classic metal influence and just some rock and roll influence that it's kind of hard to put us just as metalcore, but I guess because heavier bands took a melodic approach and figured out how to combine it and do that, I would assume that's probably why we fit in that category. But
yeah, I can see it, but I think it's more under just like metal. Just like, I know that's general, but like, I don't know, like I mentioned In Flames. You guys have the solos. It just reminds me of like just authentic metal. Mm-hmm. I'm not really getting the core. I'm not hearing like heavy like breakdowns and genty like stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all answered breakdowns what we like, and and we have mostly like solos in our songs, so it's kind of like shows you it's it's kind of weird, just when you get older, you just kind of listen to different stuff or the stuff you used to listen to, and you don't necessarily play the stuff that you're really into at the time,
Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody else I talked with brought up a good point that it's more that the gent side of metalcore is more the newer stuff. Mm-hmm. And I say newer because we're a bunch of old guys. But
you guys don't look old.
Appreciate that. I'm even younger when I get rid of all this scruff, but I'm on lockdown, so But no, I think some of the more earlier metalcore bands were breakdowns mixed with vocals, mixed with a guitar solo here and there where it fits. So that's kind of what we were raised on, was a lot of that earlier Killswitch Engage, and but even prior to that, heavily influenced like metalcore on the West Coast. And so that's that when Nick and I were actively getting together constantly and writing songs and putting stuff to riffs, I think that was probably where we were most heavily influenced.
Yeah, you like the metalcore 1.0, as they would say.
Yes, yeah.
The first generation of it.
Yeah, first generation for sure.
No, So anyways, are you guys all living in St. Louis right now, or are you just based out of St. Louis?
Ish. Rich is
Yeah.
across the water over on the ill side, but on the Illinois side,
It's all the
familiar with
Metro
area.
East. It's all the same.
But yeah, he's about equal distance from actual downtown St. Louis as we are. So yeah, yep, the whole crew's in the city.
That's sick. Have you guys played like together as a band? You guys been on tour before?
Yeah, regional touring, but not this lineup. That was some years ago.
Mhm.
Would have been around before our last record, Signal the Sirens, and then we did a little bit after that record. The guys were actually living in California, and when they came back from California, we kind of regrouped, lineup changed, and then it's been kind of on the local side since that. So now hopefully we get back to some normalcy and we can start getting back out of town and seeing live shows again.
I know that's tough. Would you guys like entertain the idea of like a drive-in show or anything like that?
Yeah, I'll entertain anything really right now that would get us to where we can play. We actually, part of our pledge campaign for this record was pay us to play a house party, man. That's where we started, was playing in basements and backyards and keggers and barbecues and things like that. So we thought why not? We got full PA. We can set up. We got everything we need. You can even have another band come out or whatever. And the response for that was actually really good, to the point where people still hit us up to do that. And so other bands in our area are jealous because we're finding ways to play these shows, and everybody else has been sitting at home. So, I would say so, a drive-in or they're doing the boxed in thing now. It's weird, but if you're there to see the show, when I go to like the big shows at any of the amphitheaters, I'm sitting in one of those boxes anyway, right? I'm not in the pit like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
So
You're sitting
it
in
wouldn't
the
be
back.
that weird for me. I just want to see a concert,
So a segment on the show that I usually touch on is, are there any like road stories that are just funny as shit? You just want to share them?
Yeah.
Just definitely too many. Let's see. What's a good one, Nick?
Oh, dude.
Getting in trouble.
Like, let's see, what would get us not in trouble? I don't know, man. Swimming naked together.
Hey, all right. I'll tell that. We were in Orange County, and there was a naked hot tub event, and Nick started it, and I don't know if I was next to follow, but we followed, and our drummer at the time excitedly ran to the hot tub to join and slipped and skid and bounced multiple times on concrete, and
Oh man,
patch about this big on his right ass cheek. And Nick did the only noble thing and grabbed him up, scooped him up right out of the hot tub, and or off the side of the hot tub. Both of them were naked, and
butt naked,
picked him
man.
up and took him back. It's one of my favorite stories, anyway.
Yep. Gotta be there for your, fellow guys.
It's the only
Definitely.
noble thing to do. What can you do?
Hey, Rich, we haven't
Yeah.
swam naked together. Me and you haven't swam naked together yet.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
hey, when in Rome, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
or Orange County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually in
When
Fullerton. Yeah, in Fullerton.
Like when you guys were on tour or whatever, what were some spots that had like really dope food that you would like to shout out?
Oh.
How about the Philly wagon outside of Pops? Massage it. Fast food.
Yeah, if you ever do come through this way in Halfman to catch us at a Pop show, on the east side, across the river there. The Philly wagon, man, that's famous. Are you familiar with Pops? The
No.
concert venue? Oh,
I haven't know.
Legendary.
What about the best food we ever got was 60 pounds of deer meat that we forgot and left on our RV when we parked it, and it all rotted. We thought dude, people had thought there was a dead body or something on our RV. It was horrible. It just sat there in a cooler and decomposed over the winter.
Yeah, it stayed that whole
so
time
bad.
while the RV was in storage after we came back to town. Oh my God, that's
This
horrible. That's
this dude out of
terrible
town
story.
gave us a whole cooler full of deer meat. We're like, yeah, we'll take it. And I don't know how the hell. That's funny.
Going into those deep small towns, man, you never know what you're gonna get.
Definitely. Well, anyways, these are great stories, by the way. I'm just like this
original, probably, but
yeah, definitely, for sure, original. Anyways, I wanted to know more about this beer. I've been seeing the Enemy IPA. So, like, how did you manage to get your own beer? That's so cool.
When you drink enough beer,
right?
They owe you. Essentially, eventually, people are like, "Look, man, you've earned it." No, so that is local brewery, Exit 6 Pub and Brewery. Very close to our residence. Nick and I live close together, but it's technically Cottleville, Missouri. But anyways, it's a local spot that I've known the owner for a long time. He's great people and has done a lot for us and been a big supporter of us for quite some time. And he catered the backstage at a big festival we played, and we got drunk together, and he says, "I'm going to brew you a beer." And then much like everything else with this record, everything gets put on hold, and he's not even sure if he's going to be open. And, it's kind of a rally behind those places kind of thing. The wrong time to be trying to promote a band and put a new beer out. So anyways, we were finally able to get that aspect together and do it to where it makes sense. And just before, like, I found out, did I even tell you guys a week before that I officially could pull the trigger? It was like a week prior. And I was like, oh my God, this is happening. And then I was like, I don't know how to put a beer label together or do anything. It was like, what do we got to do? And so anyways, we were able to pull that together. But yep, Exit 6, Jeff, that's my dude. And it's awesome. So the merch packs, which anybody listening that wants to check it out, the merch packs have t-shirts and hats. And we have an iParty pack where you can pick up the beer and pick it up locally if you're in the area. And it's awesome, man. We're pumped. So me and Rich are big craft beer guys. We arm wrestle over which is better, but I got the call, so I got to choose the IPA, even though that's not Rich's first choice. So but yeah, so it's awesome. We're going to accompany a listening party and just a hangout, and you get a swag bag and stuff to come by and pick it up. So we're working on the distribution side. I don't know how that's going to work because it all has to go through Exit 6. Obviously, we don't sell beer directly ourselves, but maybe we should. But yeah, so super excited, man. And it gave something really cool, another way to kind of promote and stir up some interest and get people talking to accompany the release,
Mm-hmm.
There was this dude I was watching the Vice channel the other day, and he's famous for it. And he's in New York, I believe, and he just makes his own drinks called Oyes or something. And it's Hennessy, and it's like he's basically making jungle juice and goes around and just sells it on the streets. And he's making like $20,000 a month and shit. And he's just like going around selling it like he doesn't give a shit, and just like gave away his. But I was watching Vice on, he's got pictures of like famous people like drinking. He's trying to get into stores, but he like gave away his whole recipe, shows everybody how much money he's making, who's he selling it to. I'm like watching him, I'm like, dude, come on, man. Yeah, but I'm telling you, maybe we should just start doing that.
Well, I assure you, the recipe for the Enemy IPA is going to be super top secret. Like, so. Probably gonna be able. Yeah, I can make it.
Yeah.
That's really cool though, because Deftones, they got their own beer. Killswitch, Lamb of God
had a beer. That's awesome.
Yeah, you guys have just Added to that list of metal beer.
Dude, we got a lot of friends that are really jealous of it right now. So every
That's
time I
awesome.
talk to Jeff, I'm like, I can't thank you enough. You're making all these motherfuckers real jealous, and I
Yeah,
love
dude.
it.
Yeah.
we got a beer.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't feel like everyone just gets a beer. Like even Iron Maiden, they have the Trooper and they have another beer. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But anyway, damn, time is like flying by. Like we're almost at that hour mark already. But so I'm gonna kind of start wrapping it up here with a few more questions. So tell me a guilty pleasure. Like you got to have one for me. Like what is something that up until now you're not willing to admit to the band? Hey, I listened to this.
Oh, as far as listening,
Mm-hmm.
I wear that on my sleeve, dude. I don't ever hide it. There's nothing that there's nothing these guys don't know. It yeah, I listen to I will go across the board. It doesn't mean everything, but it doesn't have to be a certain genre or anything. And I don't care if it's hated if the song is catchy to me. I don't hide it. So gosh, there's a million of those, but I don't ever hide it. It's no surprise to these guys. I think Nick has to reel me back in sometimes because he has to kind of remind me that we are in a metal band. But I can see it. See the look that Nick has on his face right now. That's the
right.
not this one. Yeah. Not this where he's smiling. He'll look at me without smiling and just I go, oh, yeah, all right. Yeah, no, we'll change it. Fine. Rich has a million of those too. I know it. Cough it up, Rich.
Yeah, come on. Somebody's got to have one.
I mean, like,
I listen to everything. I'm like Joel. I listen to all kinds of terrible stuff.
You'd probably be surprised, like influence-wise, we'd probably be able to list some solid bands, and I think we have earlier. But yeah, as far as listening, I think all of us probably go all over the board.
I think when you're younger, like you're like, oh, this is terrible, and that's terrible, and I hate this, and I hate that. And as you get older, you're like, oh, I guess that shit wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was.
Nick,
Yeah.
top
Yeah.
guilty
I mean, I go
pleasure.
back. I grew up going to like soccer practice and stuff. My dad driving, listening to like soft rock and stuff. Like, I don't have the heart to tell you. You know that song, dude? Dude, I was
great
listening
song.
to that the other day, and I was like sitting there, I was like, oh my God, this gotta be like the best song ever written, man. Like, and then I was watching some live stuff. It was amazing, dude. What's his name? Jim, oh man, I don't know, I forget his name, but he's dead now. And I was like, oh man, but yeah, it reminds me of like going back and listening to that kind of stuff. You know, jam some Selena Gomez. You know, Enrique Iglesias. I was rocking Enrique Iglesias the other day at work, man.
Nice.
I love that escape song. I like
it's not
that,
a guilty thing for
Anna
us.
Kournikova shit.
Yeah, it's never a guilty thing for us on any level.
That's cool.
Yeah,
because
I like Fiona Apple.
Yeah.
You know?
I talked to a lot of guys, and like I'm surprised because a lot of them listen to like new pop. Some guys said like country. I was just like, you know, I guess like the stigma is like if you listen to heavy or if you play heavy shit, you listen to heavy shit. But that's definitely not the case across the board.
I'll give you a good scenario. So you say country, and again, you know, all the subgenres, and even in country, there's you know, plenty of different subgenres and directions. But so the title track, "Enemy," Nick and I wrote that song in Nashville, and we heavily debated on making that a country song and not going full on distortion and everything. I mean, we really did heavily debate on that for a while because it actually took us a little bit to kind of figure that out, how it fit into the band. And so anyways, that song has gone through multiple versions, but "Enemy," the title track on the EP we're promoting, was almost a country song. So
that's crazy. See, no one would have known that if I didn't ask that question. See?
Yep, you're absolutely right. But give us time. You know, we don't seem to quit, you know, so might end up being that before it's over.
Hey, that'd be cool too, though, you know? So, like, in your opinion, like looking, you know, from when you started listening to music, like heavy music till now, do you think it's getting better or do you think it's getting worse? Like, what is your take on that?
I think people are getting a lot like playing wise. Maybe it's just how they can record easier and stuff now, but stuff's so gets so technical and stuff. It seems like almost like kind of makes you feel like shit. It's like, how the hell am I gonna like do that? It's like, but I don't know, man. Because then there's other stuff that comes out that's not as technical, that's still awesome. So I don't know, man. It's you can't really reinvent the wheel. I mean,
yeah, on our side of it,
I don't know, man.
On our side of it, I think we've gone not necessarily less technical, but slowed it down and thought about not overdoing parts and stuff more than we ever have. So, I don't know, man. Better or worst or favorites, those are tough for me because it depends on exactly what you're talking about, And so, but yes, I don't know. The ease, I agree with that statement 100%. That the ease of doing this stuff has made some young kids very good, very good. So.
Yeah, it's tons easier to make music at home now, and actually, like, I think it kind of leveled the playing field a little bit for, because I guarantee back in the 80s and 70s, and there were bands that went by the wayside that were probably really good, or artists that were really good who maybe didn't get the right marketing or the right, the right business behind them. But I think even back then, people were like, oh, man, this fucking new music, it sucks. This Elvis, this shit, they'll never last. Or this Metallica, they're garbage. They're never going to make anything. So I could sit here.
The biggest metal band on the planet.
Yeah, right, exactly. I think anytime you say that something like that would suck, like people probably said Taylor Swift sucked at first. And she's huge,
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I like all that shit. I think music is always going to evolve, and there's always going to be the next generation that likes shit that us old guys don't.
Well, I appreciate you guys being on the show, and thank you so much for your time. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up and ask the last question. Yeah, man. I'm going to ask the last question I ask everyone on the show. So knock on wood, hopefully this doesn't happen, but, say if you were on death row and they're like, all right, your time is coming. We'll give you one last wish before you pass. What would you ask for? It can be tangible. It can be whatever you want in the world. What would it be?
Oh, boy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to start this one either. Let me know when you got something. So many things running through my head. No. Anything.
The answer is Inimical IPA. That's
yeah. Yes. And, if you would have asked me before last Friday, that answer would have been just get this freaking EP out. Just make sure it gets out. I don't have time. I don't care. Just please, just make sure it's done. No. Yeah, man, it would involve something about just taking care of people. I've got a family, so that's the first thing that comes up for me always is just making sure that no matter what, once I'm not here to do it, that they're taken care of on the course that we've set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, that's a deep ass question. That would have to be, it'd be hoping my family's all right. Really, that's it. I mean, yep. If I was single and didn't have anything else going on, I'd probably have a lot cooler answer. But
Rich wants one more guitar on the wall behind him.
Yeah, just put one more up there, man. Make it a tribute.
Yeah, I don't think you have enough up there.
And that's only because he's got it this way. It's only he needs to go horizontal view, and you're like, oh, there's 70 more on the wall behind you.
No, we all got it. You got guitars behind you. I got a guitar behind me. You got guitars.
I'm filming this from a Guitar Center, actually.
Yeah, in his basement.
Yeah.
We should have all had a lap dog in our laps while we were doing this.
I got a cat that's like a lap cat around here somewhere, but she was uninterested. So
I can see the YouTube comments now. We get it, dude. You have a dog.
Yeah, right.
Well, no, you got to talk to her dog. How do you talk to her? Talk to her.
Now she's asleep. Now she's trying to sleep.
Oh, is she all right?
That's funny.
Do one of you live really close to like the police department or something?
Yeah. Who's in the bad neighborhood?
Yeah, I was like, what's going on?
Nick lives in the hood. Yeah, Nick
Yeah.
lives in the hood. Remember when I told you when you come to St. Louis, don't go too far north if you're lost. Nick's there.
I'm like, do you want to lock your car? Like, what's going on? Should we...
Yeah, do you need to go handle that?
Oh man, I got my AK right here.
Well, anyways, dude, thank you guys so much for being on the show. I've done nothing but laugh the whole time, and I really appreciate you guys' company on the show. I really,
dude, this one
Thanks.
was a lot of fun,
Oh,
man.
thanks
We
for having
really
us, man.
appreciate you guys.
Dude.
That's awesome, and good job with the show, man. You got somebody. I'll be a regular watcher on here, so you have a good time with it. So we appreciate it for sure.
yeah.
Did you
thanks
say you're
so
in
much.
North Carolina?
Yeah, man. I'm based out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
So how far is that from the what was it, like a 5 something? What was the earthquake you guys?
Oh,
had?
yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was like 5 point something. Like some people had told me they felt it. I was fucking asleep. I'm not gonna lie, but it wasn't big enough to wake me up. So
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, everyone said they felt it, and it was pretty unusual because North Carolina, epicenter of an earthquake. What? What's going
Yeah,
on?
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
Right.
in what world? I don't know. This whole climate, or just something going on in the world, man. I don't know. It's falling
This
apart.
year. Yeah. Hey, I know you're trying to wrap it up, but I'm going to ask that because this is a funny story too.
Yeah, go ahead.
How many times you been through an earthquake?
I guess technically twice now. I'm actually from California, and
okay.
I remember like actually standing up and feeling that one, and that was really visual. That was the most scary moment, honestly, in my life. You just don't really know what to do, and everything just looks so trippy. Like it looks like the waves are like rolling through it looks like tremors are like going under the gravel and the concrete.
That's
It's weird.
crazy.
Like you
Yeah.
can see like the ripples and
Wow.
shit. It's really fucked up. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Wow.
Dude, like Joel and I were out in
So
in Temecula last year whenever that big one hit in July. And that was like that. You're right. It was weird to see like it almost felt like the floor was doing this number and all the light fixtures are like swaying. It was like,
Yeah, dude.
what's happened? We're like Midwest kids. We're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
No. So the reason I bring it up, Nick, answer, and then I'll tell you why I brought that up.
All right.
Nick,
Bro, what was the question?
how
I'm
many
listening about the
earthquakes have you
badass,
been through?
story. Oh, I've been serious. No, I slept through the only earthquake remember that one that happened in St. Peter's?
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I slept through that one.
Yeah. So
Nope.
5 earthquakes.
What?
I swear. And
No
that's
way.
crazy. Yeah. Yes. Technically, but like 2 of them, it was just like, what was that type deal? Which was the one that he's talking about. One of those was the one here in St. Peter's. But I joked about it when we were in Temecula, me and Rich, because they had the big one, and then we felt the aftershock, which was we were out to dinner, but I think it was just the 2 days prior or something like that. So we felt the aftershock, which was still like enough. But I joked about it because I was like, I don't even live in California, and I've been in 3 earthquakes in California. It's like, I don't know how that's possible, but it's ridiculous. I was in San Diego when the major back in would have been like 90, was it early 90s with the big San Francisco? So where you would have been in California then?
Yeah, it was like 89.
Dude, that was before I was born, probably.
Oh, come on, man.
No, I'm fucking-
Jeez.
I was born in 91.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude.
Anyways, but yeah, I said, that one, we were in a hotel and it woke us up. But like what you were saying, how like when you're in like a real, so we're in the top like 16th floor of a hotel, and the whole building, because they're built just to sway.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest feeling ever. Like to feel like you're like, why am I feel like I'm sliding off the end of the bed type thing? And you're like, what is happening? I remember that vividly. And so then when that happens to us out in Temecula, I'm like, dude, it's my fault. I'm sorry that you guys haven't felt that before. But apparently it's a thing with me coming to California and being in these earthquakes. So anyways, that was my story.
No, that's a good story. I appreciate it. So any final thoughts, anything that you want to leave behind to the viewers, listeners, anything you want to say before we head out?
Thanks, man. We've been a band a long time, and to put this record out and to have an overwhelming response to everything that we're putting out, we've been putting, we throw everything up on our Facebook and stuff, and you expect that people are going to get sick of seeing stuff when I'm doing that. But the response has been overwhelming, and the EP's only been out since Friday, and people are just super warm about it. And, and like I said, being able to meet other people and keep talking about music and actually be able to give people some content. We've got a ton more stuff that's coming through this. So we'll be promoting this EP well through September, and just appreciate it, man. Everybody's been so kind, and that's it. Other than that, find us on the socials, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, next time we're on, I want to be on one of those 2 game show things behind you. Like, that's where we want to be, on the game show style.
That's what I said. I go, dude, Family Feud would have been
Yeah,
dope.
right.
It's kind of like Family Feud in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, peace and love. Everybody love each other. Be nice to each other. Yeah, thank you.
There you go. That's a great way to end it right there. That was Inimical Drive, the St. Louis Party Boys, as they say. And go check out their new EP, Enemy. Stream it off whatever you listening to music off of. And thanks again for being on the show. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Seth.
it, man. I might just show up at your place when I come out to North Carolina in a couple weeks. So,
all right, cool.
No, thank you, man. Appreciate everything, dude. For real.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, guys. Well, that pretty much does it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like the video and subscribe. That way you don't miss a new episode of Native Diamond Podcast. And until I see you guys on a future video, shine on.
Hell yeah.